Hello everyone. NickZaz58 here, and it is time. The time that I've been dreading. Welcome back to Asagao Academy, and I think this is the biggest question. Who do we ask to the Flower Festival? This will set us on our path for the entire rest of the game. This is where everything begins for one guy, and everything ends for the others. I mean, I'm hyping it up way too much, because it's just who the do you want to date? The question. But to me, this is like super important, and I've been questioning this. And I thought it over. The only guys I knew were the members of Normal Boots Club. Would they want to go with me? And which one should I go with? John was kind and caring, but I was a bit worried he cared too much about Jock and the play to notice anything else. PBG was so easygoing, but something about the way he looked at me still bothered me. Satch was mature and really smart, but he seemed hard to get close to. Or was I imagining that? From what I can tell. From what I can tell, yeah, you're probably imagining it. Then there was Shane, who, let's be honest, he hated me. There was no way he'd say yes. Then again, he had started to warm up to me. Paul of Continue? He popped into my head too, but the last few times I hung around him, he caused major destruction. Gerard was so caring and friendly, but I wasn't sure he was interested in me that way. There was Jared too, but I looked at Mai. I couldn't do that. Could I?
Well,
Well, I... Oh... There's no option for Paul. Oh, shit! Okay, so, I've been thinking about this for a long time. And since we're doing everyone, it doesn't truly matter what it does to me. And I say, for our first route, I've already said we're doing Gerard last. Shane, I never thought I'd get to him. I never thought I'd get that choice. Satch, I feel like I might do him second or third. That just leaves PBG and John. Now, if we did have the option... Oh no, we do have Gerard. Alright. I mean, if we had the option for Jared, Hana would end up... Mai would end up with PBG. So, that's just something to expect from that route. But, out of all these guys, for our first route, we're going JonTron.
John.
I choose John. I whistled.
Really?
I see, going for the big guns, huh? Jesus. This is probably like so low. Hold on, let me see how high the audio is on the computer. Oh, okay, so it'll like... I'm still outgoing it. Maybe... Yeah, reel it back a little so that you guys can hear me when I'm regularly speaking. And I don't duck under the audio. I see you going for the big guns, huh? Eh? I always knew my Hana would reach for the stars. Now look at you, up on the moon. Wait, what? She winked at me. Well, go on.
What?
What?
Uh-huh.
Go on and get your man. Wait, you mean now?
Yeah.
Yeah! Mai hit me on the back and practically shoved me towards the door. As I began to leave, my legs turning to jelly, small pink blobs filled my vision. What? Go! I was tossing cherry blossom petals over my head. Go get Senpai to notice you! My Mai beamed at me.
Yeah!
No time to talk, Hana. This is going to be your big day. You're a main character. Unless you messed up really bad, you'll definitely get a good answer. Messed up a lot, though. Just go! With a final shove, I was at the door. There would be some extra dialogue if we had the option for Jared. I know that. Like, and it's sad. Really sad. Hold on, I need to, like... Okay, I just need to look up something. The final shove, I was out the door. Now, where would I find him? John was where he said he would be, in the theater. He was holding Jacques and dramatically singing an opera song in a tone I didn't think he could muster. A sad-looking first-year sat on the bench of a piano, reluctantly playing music. I waited until it paused where the piano notes slowed, signaling the end of the song.
John.
John? Ivzaki! Oh, Hana! He stopped and jerked to face me. A worse bird, a worse bird might have been sent careening towards the chalk-marked floor of the auditorium, but Jog stayed firm. I mean, he is a robot. John cleared his throat and looked at the floor, receding from the opera mood. How can I help you, Hana? I wasn't expecting you. He coughed awkwardly, and I almost did the same. It wasn't my intention to stop you in the middle of this. Please keep singing. I would love to hear the rest of it.
I don't know.
Well, now that you're here, I don't think I can. Her cheeks pink. Stage fright? Here I thought John's only setting was joke cracker. It was cute. I tried to hide my amusement. Well, I came here because now it was my turn for a peach face. I wanted to go to the flower festival with you, John. A breeze came out of nowhere, rustling my hair and clothes while I looked intensely at him. A stray cherry petal slipped off my shirt and danced into the air. John turned. The pianist was making his quick escape through a door. I didn't mean to create a draft, sorry. His eyes flew between the two of us for a moment. Then he ducked out the heavy door. I have an answer for you, Hana, but first I need one from you. Huh? Was this a trick question? John perched Jock on his shoulder while I mentally prepared myself for whatever he was going to ask.
Well,
You've never told me whether you wanted to be in the play. I think your talents will be utilized well here. But I'd be a tree. What kind of talents do I need to stand still in the background? I'll go to the flower festival if you agree to be in my play. Wow. Whew. I sighed. John didn't get it. No one wanted to be a tree. Disappointed that you think I'm only good enough for a tree, but I really appreciate the offer in general, so I'll take it. Thank you. Yeah, Hana, this is your big break. I'll put you on the list for tryouts, but I can already tell your chances are good. Tryout to be a tree? John picked up a clipboard off the piano and tapped it to the back of it, and tapped the back of his hand on it.
well.
I have a list of people who want to be trees. You see, I have to pick the best one. There are tryouts, callbacks, and other round and then another round just to be sure. I was defeated. Don't worry, I've already seen what you can do, and I love it. Just come to the tryouts. Right. Okay, I can do that. And I'll do whatever I can to make you happy with this decision. I would have gone to the flower festival with you even if you didn't want to be a tree, but I figured I could get both of us what we wanted. We're going to be spending so much time together. Won't it be fun? I know Jacques is looking forward to it too. Huh? It didn't seem like he wanted to go at first, but now that I knew he was just as happy as I was, I feel much better. And about being a tree. So Jacques and I will meet you at the festival? As the full force of the fact that I did it and he said yes hit me, I broke into a
Yeah.
huge smile. Yeah, that sounds great. Whew, here we go. I woke up late next morning, the day of the flower festival. I was buzzing with anticipation, but because of that, it took me forever to wake up. It was almost noon, and I rubbed my eyes as I arose. Hey there, sleepyhead. Good morning. You slept even later than I did. That's impressive, Hana. I sat up in bed, and something on the edge of my desk caught my eye.
Hey,
What's that?
I don't know.
Well, a letter for you. It came in the mail this morning, so I just said it. I scrambled out of my bed and into my desk, chair ripping open the letter. Whoa, geez, come down. It's not going anywhere. Turning away from her, I started to read. Little Blossom, how have you been doing these past few weeks? I'm sorry I haven't found the time to write. Your pa's been working hard lately. I seem to go right to sleep when I get home. You know, things were difficult for you here. I hope that you're having a better time where you are now. Oh, wait, it's her dad. It isn't the same without you here. I miss your cheeriness and watching TV with you. And most of all, your pink hair bobbing around the kitchen. Anna, I know you feel bad about the pressure that this must be putting on me, but don't. I do this because I love you. There's nothing I want more in this world. Your happiness. I miss you, Hana. Be strong. Your Papa. My hands trembled. Tears filled my eyes. I hadn't written to him since arriving at Asagao as many times a day as he has crossed my mind. I'd just been busy with other things. Must be worried sick, and from the sound of things, he was also depressed. I miss my father. I miss my home. I miss helping him. If I wasn't around to cook him breakfast, he almost never ate. He kept saying it was fine, but he was getting older, without Mom there to take care of him.
Um,
Anna, are you okay? I wiped my eyes on my sleeve. Yeah, I'm fine. I miss my dad. Picked up a pencil and paper and began to write, trying hard to block out the tears. Eventually, my eye returned to her own work and let me be. Dad, I'm doing really great here. It's been the best change of my life. I have a best friend and I might join a club. I even have a date. You sacrificed so much to bring me here. I know I hardly gave you any choice with the way things were going. I was spoiled and ungrateful. Always did whatever was necessary. I miss you so much, but thank you. I know this was a huge sacrifice. Please eat well and take care of yourself. Remember, 2 glasses of water in the morning and 1 before bed. And have breakfast. Scrambled eggs are easy to make. Draw a smiley face on them and ketchup. Just like you draw a smiley face on them and ketchup. Just like I would if I was there. I'll send my love through that. So make sure you do it. I miss you. Tell Mom happy birthday. Oh. It struck me as a surprise. Upon getting to the festival, there were people other than Asagao students wandering the streets. I immediately realized my folly. This was a festival for the town of Higginbana, after all, not for the academy. The people ambled about happily, including quite a few city folk who came in to see what must be a well-known festival around these parts. I smiled. It was nice to feel involved. My cell vibrated from the small pocket I stashed it into, and I ducked into a corner to carefully extract it. Anna, this is your number, right? It's John. I'm gonna be a bit late. There's been a crisis. I'll get there ASAP. Crisis? What's wrong? I shot him a text back, staring at my phone screen for some kind of feedback. After a few minutes, I realized nothing was going to come. Whatever was happening, he was dealing with it on his own. With a sigh, I turned back to the crowd flowing past the stalls. Now what was I supposed to do? Now what was I supposed to do? I didn't like being around crowds, and I was too worried about John to enjoy the festival. Although I tried to take what he said with a grain of salt, John seemed likely to panic about anything. Even my being cast as a tree in the play was a life-threatening decision to him. He was very well-being depended on anything from what half for lunch. His very well-being depended on anything from what to have for lunch that day to ensuring nobody in their right minds read romance novels and called themselves a friend of his. Wow. In all likelihood, it wasn't anything too bad, but that didn't help me worry any less. I sighed again and stepped into the flow of the crowd. At the very least, I could look around and see if there was anything interesting. I didn't actually expect to find anything interesting. But somehow I stumbled upon a fountain in the corner of the festival, set up to look like a group of dancing sirens. They held hands, almost like they were actually moving with each other. One of them was moving. I crept hesitantly towards the fountain and the twitching siren. Holy balls! Jacques, it's you! Jacques turned to look at me, and then dunked his beak into the fountain. Once wet, he shoved it under his wing. Was he raining? Curious, I crouched down next to him. Birds scared the heck out of me, and I didn't know why. I didn't have any bad experiences with them. None tried to kill me as a kid, and stole my favorite jewelry, or pooped on my favorite outfit, or tried nesting in my hair. Maybe it was the aerial advantage. Birds were only a few technological advances from becoming evil kamikaze pilots, dive bombing their prey without mercy. Oh my god, another Birdemic reference. Wow. Yeah, without mercy. Maybe that was it. If a bird had the chance to be better than you, it would take it. If it could take advantage of you, it would. Birds were heartless creatures as far as I was concerned, at least. But then here was Jacques, the most beloved thing to his cheerfully bumbling owner. Somehow he earned his heart and love of John through staying by his side, even through all the sass. Well, Jacques was a robot, but it wasn't really the same thing, was it? What are those eyes? That eye.
Hey!
There you are! John dashed through the crowd, darting right past me and picking Jacques up off the fountain. You know I hate it when you leave without me. And go to the fountain, to go to the fountain? Really? You know how I feel about fountains. What if you fell in? What then? You should wait for me to clean you, not go willy-nilly on your own. I wanted to look pretty for our date. Jacques' glowing eyes turned to me and John followed his gaze. Anna, there you are! It's like I've killed two birds with one stone. Proverbially, not literally. Smooth operator, this one. I don't need your sass. Anyways, I'm glad we met up, Anna. How about we get something to eat? I wish they put the hat on him. Do you like Dango? Jacques and I love it. I keep saying Jacques. I haven't had it since I was a kid.
Yeah!
Let's go for it then! I was prepared to have delicious dessert-filled Dango that evening. I was not prepared to die of sugar-filled sweetness. Oh! Here, Jacques, this one's for you. John held a strawberry Dango up to Jacques, who pinched the treat inside of his beak. He didn't start chewing it or anything. Undoubtedly, as a robot, he could not eat. Instead, he turned to look me in the eyes with a red gleam. I got a treat. You did. Good for you, Jacques. Happy day. John chuckling, popping up a bit of dango into his own mouth. So, how'd you and Jacques find each other, John? That's a bit of a tough question to ask. Jacques' creator's a bit of an elusive man. I didn't get to meet him. But a family friend apparently had a bit of experience in Tibet. He came back with this bird and these huge bags under his eyes, walking like a zombie. He practically threw Jacques at me, saying he didn't want to deal with it. I still don't know what he meant by that. When I booted Jacques up, there he was. A fully fledged robot with autonomous AI and free will, able to form bonds and connections with people, with a functional memory bank and a hot chunk of sass to boot. He stroked the top of Jacques' head, who didn't seem to be interested in his own story. We had a lot of adventures after that day, you could say. I got into a few scrapes. Jacques got me into a few scrapes. I resent that. But he's always been by my side, and that's what got me to Asagao. He's what made me interested in electronics. He's what kept me sane and feeling like I mattered. John stopped. Anyways, don't you have something like that? Something you love more than anything else? I guess. My dad.
Really?
Really? Usually people aren't too keen on their parents. No, my dad is the best. He's an artist, a sculptor. He makes pottery and runs his own shop all by himself. Even after my mom passed away. Oh. John's face fell and I stopped in my tracks. Anyways, he sacrificed everything for me over the years. I'm the most important thing to him, and he's the most important thing to me. I miss him so much. Well, if he runs his own business, he probably keeps busy. He can afford to send you to Asagao after all. John laughed heartily, and a pang shot to my gut. You mean you can't tell? Tell what? I frowned, not really sure whether I was happy or sad. I'm not rich like you people are here. You people? Damn, those are some strong words. Well, I'm just saying. Asagao serves steak for lunch every Wednesday. Actual steak. Yeah, and? That's not normal. My dad and I eat ramen half the nights of the week. I help him in the shop all day when I'm at home. I never owned a game console. We only have one 7-year-old computer that we split between the two of us. I use bus passes to go anywhere. Okay, sorry. You seem kind of stressed. Yeah. Being around all this luxury is more unnerving than relaxing. Half the time I'm afraid I'm going to break something or get a stain on my uniform. If that happens, I'll just have to wear it for the rest of the year. We can't afford to replace it. The ice cream incident. Yeah, that. So wait, you work in your dad's shop? You don't go to school? No, I go to school too. I was in school the whole time. I just meant weekends. Oh, that sounds like it sucks. He looked at the dango in his hands, then back to me. I should have paid for yours. No, don't you dare give me that. What? It's only right. I don't want your pity. I guarantee you all the other normal boots guys noticed, but they don't treat me like a charity case. They treat me like a normal person like you used to. Okay, if you say so. We descended into an awkward silence. I shouldn't have yelled at him like that. Now things were weird. I didn't know how to fix them.
Yeah.
Oh boy! John pointed at something across the way and ran for it. I followed him from a distance, unable to catch up in my restrictive yukata. It's a bird! A stuffed bird! Win it for me, Hana!
What?
Me? No special treatment, remember? Jeez! It took me 12 tries to win that damn stuffed bird. Even then, I didn't win it. The booth manager gave it to me out of sheer pity. John accepted it with the utmost graciousness, and I resisted the urge to punch him in the face. Wow! Ooh. Wait, did my tournament points go up from that? John Festival. Oh man. I'm gonna take it to bed with me every night. His name will be Mr. Snuffles, and he'll never leave my sight. Never. I'm glad. But it was hard to stay mad at John. It was always hard to stay mad at John. Chapter 2. Whoa. Whew.
Hey,
What do you think? Does that look good? Okay, hold on. We're gonna save really quick. So, here we go. A new home for Jacques. What? Honestly, I really envy John and Jacques' relationship. Will I ever be that close to him? I hope so. Wait, what? 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 Oh, well, okay, then, sure. Fine. We're in chapter 2! I don't think we should leave off there, though. We've only been going for 25 minutes. Whoa. If you're seeing this, there's nothing on the screen, and it's scaring me. I don't know if you can see this. What do you think? Does that look good? John was pointing to a chunk of hollow wood painted burnt orange, part of a set to make a birdhouse. It was a few days after the flower festival, and we were at the mall. John asked me to hang out with him. When I accepted, he immediately came here. It was a little confusing to me. We were talking to each other more than usual, hanging out with each other all the time, but I didn't know whether to consider the flower festival as our first date. I wasn't sure whether he had feelings for me either, and I had feelings for him. But what were they? It was all too confusing, so I almost preferred the general silence on the subject. Right now, hanging out with each other was fun. I didn't want to think about it harder than that. We were window shopping and chatting with each other. Of course, when John saw this birdhouse in shop window, he stopped. Now nothing I did will make him budge. Well, I do like the colors. It is a home fit for a king. It is heaven. It is the seventh kingdom. Buy it for me. I glanced at the price tag and gasped. Maybe not. Let's, Jacques, you like ice cream, don't you? I enjoy it in theory, as every other semi-sentient human being does. But you know what I would enjoy not in theory? That birdhouse. John snapped his fingers. He makes a compelling case. Alright, buddy. If it's for you, it's worth it. Finally, you see who wears the pants in this relationship. And as pants are fundamentally worse than wearing dresses or going naked, we know who is superior here. Jesus! I had Jacques warily, but John simply laughed. What a card, right, huh? Right. John went inside to buy the birdhouse. I stayed behind in the main center of the mall, watching a mother and her 3-year-old son walking past. Part of the reason I didn't want to go in was because of everything in that shop was so damn expensive. The very thought of walking around it there sent shivers up my spine. One wrong move, and it'd be back to Amirisu for me. But the other reason was that I needed some time away from Jacques. My feelings on him were mixed. Admittedly, it was hard for me to hang around him so much. It was clear that John wasn't going to part with him, so I tried to suck it up. That's good. Don't be one of those girls who doesn't like something about her boyfriend and then just says freaking get rid of it. Oosh. It was clear that Jacques was a well-behaved bird robot, one who was not at all inclined to talon-based murder on a whim, but every now and again he'd flutter his wings to turn or preen himself, and adrenaline shot through my body. I was constantly on edge, and it was nice to have a break, even if it was only temporarily. John emerged from the shop, a large cardboard box under one arm. Sweet, I got it. Ready to go back? What? Already? But we just got here. Oh, we did, didn't we? It would be hard to lug this thing all over the mall, though. John made a face at me and I sighed. Fine, let's go back. Sweet, thanks, Anna. Cool. A few days later, I was sitting in John's dorm room, wielding a heavy hammer. John poked his head over the instruction manual, examining the different planks of wood in front of us. I had no idea this was supposed to become a birdhouse, but John was determined to see it through. Nail this in here. John pointed to a dot on the orange wood and lifted the nail over the spot. Here? Yep, there. Are you sure? Yes, it'll be the side. Hammer it in. I scrunched my eyes shut and lifted the hammer. Whoa! What on earth are you doing? I froze, staring at him. Hammering the wood. Hammering you first, more like. Well, I'm better with pottery. I'm better with pottery wheels. Give me that. John yanked the hammer from my hand, shaking his head. Killing me like a maniac, I swear. But he was smiling, even as he huffed. Day faded on into night, as we worked on the little birdhouse, fielding some harsh words from other boys on the floor and a mishap involving incorrectly attached spokes. Finally, John screwed in a peg on the front of the house and sat back on his heels. We did it! It's done! It is! A tiny orange birdhouse with a dirty red roof stood proudly in front of us, about as tall as my arm. It looked bigger on the box, but maybe this is better. John stood the birdhouse on the edge of his desk and smiled. Now Jacques has a place to stay when he pretends to sleep. When he pretends to sleep? Well, he's got to recharge, but I have to plug him in and watch him for that to happen. Otherwise, his battery could overload and he'd literally explode. He can explode? He's got a self-destruct mechanism too, but don't worry. Only I know that phrase. Know what phrase triggers it. Was that really a good thing? So now that we're done, do you want to take a break and play some games or something? Oh, that sounds really nice. Do you mind if we do a puzzle game? I want to practice for the tournament, so... John's face darkened as soon as I said the word puzzle, and I stopped in my tracks. Puzzles? My old nemesis. He stroked his beard, then turned to stare solemnly out the window. I timidly approached him, hands pressed to my rapidly beating heart. What happened between you and puzzles to me so many years ago? What the hell? What is going on? It wasn't what I wanted to happen, I'll tell you that. John leaned away, an arm over the window, then heaved a heavy sigh. I loved puzzles. They were good to me, and in return, I was good to them. We were symbiotic. But then, he shuddered. They destroyed me. I was stuck on a puzzle I witnessed several times before, but was never able to solve. I spent hours poring over this puzzle, days even. Finally, decided to take a break. What can take my mind off this? I asked myself. Unsurprisingly, I knew the answer. A new puzzle. A new challenge. Something grounded in reality. I would solve a 1,000-piece puzzle. But John! I know. I should have known better. Should have been more careful. He clenched his fist, then hid his face. After a few seconds, he collected himself and resumed. I shook the pieces out of the box and set to work. Both games were salty. In hindsight, I should have known better than to puzzle in front of another puzzle. So, what happened in the end? I laid a gentle hand on John's shoulder. He nodded at me, gathering strength from my touch. I finished the 1,000-piece puzzle. All except for one.
No!
No. That piece went missing.
No!
No! I found that piece underneath the very puzzle I was solving. No! Yes! That is as it happened. John put his face in his hands. When I returned, a shattered mess, to my beloved computer puzzles, I discovered my save was wiped out as well. I knew that. The puzzle gods were angry at me. No, they are angry with me. and that is why I can't go near them. He turned slowly towards me, staring at me with eyes ablaze. That is why you are here. Me? Yes, you.
Hana.
You, Hana. You are our only hope. John took my hand in his, leaning towards me. His brown eyes got bigger and bigger. What pretty eyelashes he had. Then his face just centimeters from mine. Don't mess this up, okay? Okay. He stepped away from the window and from me, returning to our rugged birdhouse.
See you later.
Anyways, I've got some work to do now, so I'll see you later. Summarily dismissed. I'm not. Oh, right. Thanks, anyways, John. John glanced at me, and seeing the sad look on my face, I frowned. He frowned. No, thank you. I really enjoyed myself. This was fun. We should hang out more often. I said, oh wait, that would be nice. It's such a shame you're not interested in joining the play. I would get to see you all the time, and I swear you're just right for a tree. He shook his head sadly.
See ya.
Anyways, be seeing you. The more time I spent with John, the more attractive the prospect of joining the play became. Of course, being a tree was not something I would ever be proud to admit to. I certainly wouldn't be writing home to tell my dad about it. But if I could see John every day, it just might be worth it. John and I tried to spend more time together over the next week. It proved to be rather difficult. Between John's play practice, our homework, PB&J, normal boots club, meetings, and practicing for the tournament, there was hardly any time in which we could see each other. Even when we did, we were almost never alone. I was in my room, PBG in his, students wandering the fields and hallways. Although the time I wasn't spending with John, I started to reconsider his proposal. As insulting as it was, his belief that I would sincerely make the best tree in this side of the Pacific, I had no doubt he sincerely meant it as a compliment. John was prone to putting his foot in his mouth. He was blunt and straightforward, usually said exactly what he meant, but even if that wasn't the most tactful thing, or even what his true feelings on the situation were. Besides, if you looked at it a different way, being a tree really was a special kind of talent. One had to remain still and completely and totally lack presence. Apparently ninjas trained hard to develop this kind of ability, and here I had it naturally. Sure, pretending to be a tree wasn't exactly as cool as being a ninja, but it would be kind of cool to be in a play. Due to my stage fright, I had never been in one. If I didn't even have to speak to be a tree, I didn't even have to speak to be a tree. It was the perfect role. I didn't think another opportunity as perfect as this would come again. So, with these totally reasonable and not at all reaching justifications in mind, I went to class to talk to John. John wasn't in class today. It was unusual, not totally unexpected. John was falling behind with preparations for the play, and had been working hard. It wouldn't surprise me if he skipped class to build a set or review costume designs. So when class finally ended, I headed to the theater, intent on accepting John's offer, and helping it any way I possibly could. I opened That was long and annoying. I opened the door to the theater, it creaking with what felt like deliberate menace. The light from the open doorway cascaded through the audience seats and down onto the stage. But nobody came. The house lights. Oh God! Sitting up. The house lights were off. Only a few lights dimly lit on stage. Maybe the drama club didn't even meet every day. But it was weird to have those lights left on if nobody was around. I wasn't about to go fiddling in the dark with the stage equipment, though. Maybe John was resting in his dorm room. I turned to leave when something made me pause. Was that sniff? Someone was whimpering. Concerned, I stepped down towards the stage. Hello? Is anybody here? My voice echoed, bouncing off the walls backstage. There was a slight chill to the air, and further down I went, The stillness caused goosebumps to creep up my arms. I heard it again, this time to my right. Instantly I followed the sound, heart pounding hard enough to shake my vision. A dark form emerged huddled against the wall. Who are you? What are you doing in here? I took another step closer and my vision adjusted. It was John hunched over something in his hands. His face was pale and lined with smudged tears and sweat. It looked like he hadn't moved in hours. John! I rushed to his side as he attempted to stifle his sobs. He reached an arm towards me and I took his hand in mine.
Hana.
Hana, it's terrible. What happened? Are you sick? Are you hurt? With another stifled cry, John shifted to his lap. An entangled mess was a mess of wire and bolts and green. Realization hit me like a pot shattering against the floor. That can't be! Jock, he's... John stared at the mess in his lap, shaking his head. What happened? John howled, crouching over Jock's mess of body. And again I checked myself. It was too soon, and John was too volatile of a state to really be talked to. Instead I rubbed his back, trying to talk in a soothing voice. Well, it's okay. He'll be okay. He's a robot, so he can be repaired. He can be rebuilt if worse comes to worse. John continued shaking his head, completely inconsolable. I had no idea whether Jacques could be fixed, or if he was just losing it. Suddenly I shifted into caretaker mode and placed a hand on the side of John's head, stilling its near constant shaking, and pushed it under my shoulder. Shh, it'll be okay. We're gonna figure something out. It'll be okay. Focus on the sound of my voice, okay? I'm still here. You're still here. It'll be okay. I tried to murmur calming things, humming songs and gently rocking it back and forth. Back when I was still living... Oh, shut up, computer! Back when I was still living with my father and started having panic attacks, this is what he would do to calm me down. I squeezed my eyes shut, praying it would work for John too. Eventually, John's trembling calmed. He sniffled, then wrapped an arm around me, hugging me like a teddy bear. We stayed like that for a while. I didn't know how much time passed, but I eventually lost feeling in my legs. Finally, John spoke. Jacques is the most important thing to me. What am I gonna do if I don't have him? I pulled out of our embrace, searching his face. You'll be alright, John. You're much stronger than you think. Believe me. John swallowed, turning away from me. From somewhere within, he gathered the strength to pull himself together. After another second or two, he sat back on his heels and looked at me. Thanks, hon. He was still very, very clearly upset, but at least he was coherent. I nodded. Maybe there is a way we can fix him. I'm not sure, but when I saw him like that, His breathing sped up again. The beginnings of hyperventilation. I recognized them from my own experience. I stroked his hand. It's okay. We'll take him. We'll take him and see right now. Let's just focus on that for now. Until we know for sure, let's focus on what's happening right now. John nodded solemnly. With a gentle hand, he took off his jacket and turned to Jacques, or what was left of him. Placed everything in his jacket, then bundled it all together in his arms. When we had checked there was no holes bolts could drop out of, he nodded at me. Let's go. We rushed from the theater to Bluebell House, heads down to avoid eye contact with the students. Thankfully, due to the chill in the air and the lack of sun, few students were out. Neither of us were interested in answering the questions that were sure to come once people saw the look on John's face. When we finally made it to Bluebell House, John asked me to fish the keys from his pocket. I did so, ignoring the blush that fought to rise in my cheeks, somewhat irritated that even in such grave circumstances my mind wandered to other things. Finally, I pushed open the door, and John rushed in. As I followed, I checked the hallway. Nobody had come out of their rooms. We were as far as I could tell safe. John went straight to his desk in the back of the room, where a small metallic contraption was attached to his computer. Seeing as it was Jacques' size, I assumed that was where he slept, for, charged. I sat on the couch, trying hard not to make a sound. John was, for the moment, not utterly consumed by his grief. I was terrified that something I said or did would break the spell. Thankfully, PPG was nowhere to be found. More likely, he was on the field practicing for Asagao's first game against Hatoful High. Hatoful boyfriend? Hatoful boyfriend? Okay. I'm gonna... Oh, man. Fix it good. I think we're gonna leave off right here. Thank you all so much for watching. If you liked it, please Falcon punch the subscribe button. Great, either the like button. And next time we're gonna find out if John fixed Jock or not. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. This has been NixS58, signing out.